Thank you for joining us on the Langara News. I'm Nicholas Naylor.
And I'm Clarissa Kurniawan. Here's what people are talking about today.
Under the watchful eye of protesters this morning, police began dismantling Hastings' tent city in Vancouver's downtown east side.
When you see that orange hand go up at the crosswalk, what do you do? Here's a hint. The answer is not run a little faster.
And it's Instagram's favorite time of the year. The cherry blossom trees will be getting their annual spot in the sun. The Vancouver police have started to dismantle the tent city on East Hastings in an attempt to combat rising crime rates in the area. But as The Voice's Mateo Moego reports, many are protesting the decampment, arguing that there is nowhere for the tent city residents to go.
Vancouver Mayor Ken Sim addressed the situation and spoke on the reasons behind the sudden overwhelming police presence in the downtown east side.
Working every single day to remove structures, to enforce bylaws, and to help transition vulnerable residents into shelters and housing.
While most protesters are remaining peaceful, there have been some displays of aggression from protesters as they throw their property onto the street in an attempt to stop police from dismantling their tents.
There are so many systemic problems with housing in the downtown east side in the city of Vancouver that we as a city can't solve alone, so that's why we're working with BC Housing, working with the province.
For about 45 minutes between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., the traffic cameras on East Hastings were turned off. This raised concern for the protesters about potential police brutality. The mayor assured the public that the interruption was unplanned.
Why aren't they bringing down trauma counselors? Why aren't they bringing down mental health care teams to help the people that are living in these tents that just need help and understanding?
Fire Chief Karen Fry and Vancouver Police Chief Adam Palmer echoed the importance of the decampment in order to protect the vulnerable homeless population in East Hastings.
The risk to these unsheltered populations, to local businesses, to the buildings, to the firefighters and first responders and city workers and our public is extremely high.
Recently reported that of 50 women surveyed throughout the encampment area, all of the women indicated that they did not feel safe, and 100% also said that they were subjected to violence, including sexual assaults.
This is Mateo Moego from the Langara Voice.
A Vancouver school taking part in a pilot project to reduce speed limits near schools will actually see cars going faster through the area. As The Voice's Emma Schuler reports, it's not the first time this has happened.
Mismatched speed signs are causing community confusion on the crossroads between Rupert Street and 44th Avenue outside of George M. Weir Elementary School. The posted speed was previously 30 kilometers an hour, but has now been changed to 40 as part of a pilot program by the City of Vancouver to lower speeds near schools. The City of Vancouver says the 30 signs were a mistake, and that the speed limit through that area has always been 50. In the summer of 2020, a similar thing happened near Champlain Heights Annex. Speed signs posted as 30 kilometers an hour were removed by the city, saying they were never supposed to be there in the first place. The speed was posted by George M. Weir Elementary School as 30 kilometers an hour sometime between December 2020 and June 2022, and was still posted as 30 in December 2022, based on Google Maps images. Emma Schuler, Langara Voice.
Next, a demonstration of support in Vancouver for the Wet'suwet'en community. That's coming up.
On Monday morning, security wasn't surprised to see a man on campus with his face covered because it was a cold day. Later that day, in the journalism department, an unfortunate student discovered his cell phone had been stolen.
It's not just a bad idea to dash into the road when the flashing hand is ticking down. It's actually breaking the law. Our reporter Kayla Ali is talking to pedestrians near West 49th Avenue.
When crossing the street and the walking man disappears, often people will make a run for it. But many don't know they are breaking the law.
No, it's illegal?
Really?
No.
way.
Yeah, we just
We always do that.
This law is designed for safety, giving people an adequate amount of time to cross. But not all rules are being followed. Pedestrians often mistake the counting down signal as the remaining time to cross the road.
No, I was not aware of that. I thought that's how many seconds we have left to cross.
Some pedestrians say they feel they have plenty of time and don't feel it's a safety issue.
To be honest, no, I don't think I'm going to follow. I think I'm still going to, because I got to get the glass and stuff like that. I don't think I'm going to follow the rule.
According to the City of Vancouver's collision data, around 50% of injuries and fatalities were related to pedestrians or cyclists in 2021. Mohamed Afarenzosh said he is aware of the law and believes it's okay to cross during the countdown if there is not many cars present.
I mean, if the street's busy, it makes perfect sense, right? You shouldn't try to rush. But, if it's early in the morning, there's no cars in the street, and the numbers still start counting down, I think it should be fine if you do cross, as long as you make sure that there's no danger.
Espinosa said the city should reconsider the design of traffic lights to avoid confusion.
Like, the time to cross a little bit longer, and quit the seconds and just like stop. Yeah.
I think they should start at least educating. So they should first educate us, and then they could, fiscalize this law.
This has been Kayla Ali for the Langara Voice.
Protesters gathered outside RBC's Hastings and Nanaimo branch today. And as the Voice's Ty Lim reports, it's part of a nationwide movement against the bank's investments in the Coastal GasLink pipeline.
The RBC staff have been told to not engage with us, to not talk with us. So we know we're making an effect.
Protesters said they were upset with RBC for being rejected from participating in the RBC AGM. Marcus Peterson, organizer with the Decolonial Solidarity Society, said they want RBC to stop investing in environmentally degrading projects.
Currently our campaign is to pressure RBC, the Royal Bank of Canada, to divest from fossil fuel funding. We're encouraging RBC customers to divest their money from RBC.
Peterson expresses frustration with RBC's greenwashing actions.
They have a net zero target for 2050, which is just unconscionable, almost passing tipping points that we should have tried to not pass decades ago.
Peterson wants to hold RBC accountable.
The number one fossil fuel financer in Canada and the fifth biggest in the world. We want them to do better. We want them to be a financial leader in this field. We want them to set the standard.
An environmental activist, Tillicum, said he's there because he is extremely concerned about the destruction of the planet.
Impacted because of the climate was something that people call climate anxiety, climate worry. So it really devastated me.
He said the system needs to change and pleads the government to step in.
As long as we're involved in a capitalist system, there has to be regulations that heavily tax.
Tillicum wishes more people would take a more active role in environmental issues.
I really don't see them doing very much. They just sort of go on and go, well, Tom's off on his thing again. You need to get about 20% of the people active, wearing buttons out in the street, talking to their friends. For us to be successful, we have to motivate and mobilize.
Tillicum is worried for the next generation. He says it's important for RBC to step up and initiate change.
They could stop tomorrow. They could tell their investment people, let's stop investing in fossil fuels.
This has been Ty Lim from the Langara Voice.
As the weather gets warmer, flowers are blooming and people are going outdoors more often. Niels Rumler is joining us now. What's happening out there, Niels?
Thank you, Clarissa, and good morning, Vancouver. Spring has finally arrived in the city and is now seeing beautiful sunshine and warm temperatures with the prediction of heavy showers in between later this week. While the east coast of Canada has experienced incredibly low temperatures this time of the year, the west coast is finally basking in the sunlight everyone has been waiting for. Like every year, with the beginning of spring, cherry blossoms are starting to bloom around the city. Reporter Milica Enik has found a prime spot to admire the blooms.
Spring has sprung. There are over 43,000 cherry blossom trees throughout Vancouver.
We can expect to see many people taking photos of blossoming trees, while some parts of Canada are still weeks away from spring weather. Residents are bummed with people taking pictures on their property. Cherry blossom trees are at a peak in Vancouver.
It feels like spring is here, summer is the greatest. I love it, it's the best season. Everything's fresh and green and lovely, and it's not too hot, not too cold.
A cherry blossom festival will be happening throughout the month of April, which is a symbol of renewal and a fresh start for a new month. Moita Anik, Langara Voice.
Coming up, a delicious way to support local businesses. We'll have more after the break.
Huh?
From barbecue skewers to Snoop Dogg's mac and cheese, there's a variety to try at UBC this week during the Greater Vancouver Food Truck Festival. As Roy Fang reports, this is your chance to taste these treats and to support local business.
It's meat on a grill, food on a stick, and there's a lot to pick. For some, the choices are overwhelming.
Took like 2 laps around, took a look at some of the food trucks and some of the menus that they had. And yeah, I decided on this really good spicy chicken sandwich from that food truck there.
The Greater Vancouver Food Truck Festival will be at UBC for the first time this week. It was a nice surprise for some UBC students.
I just got here like 5 minutes ago, so it looks pretty cool.
It's pretty good. I didn't know about it, so it's a good surprise for lunch.
Attendees can try foods from 21 food trucks from a variety of countries, including the popular street dogs.
People mostly get our hot dogs. Their most popular one is a Tokyo street dog. It has like the same flavor palette as like sushi. So if you're into that, it'd be like a really good suggestion for you to try.
Creating community is a driving force of this festival.
With our events, we bring in almost 90 local businesses, depending on the scale of the event, to produce, to vend, to just come in as suppliers. And so community is huge for them. They get to meet a lot of local businesses in the area, or our guests get to learn about new businesses that they didn't even know existed.
Reporting from UBC, with my stomach full of French fries, I'm Roy Fang.
Langara is inviting students to color outside the lines as part of a de-stress program on campus. Our own Calvin Moses explains.
This is the setup for the coloring lounge, where any student or even faculty can come and pick up a coloring sheet and some color pencils and color their stress away.
I just came to check, to have some de-stress from my studies, as I think it will be helpful for me to spend some time doing some activities that will help refresh my mind.
Students are stressed as it is exam season with the semester ending in a few weeks. Rachel Slavin, librarian of the college, explains the origins of the program and why it was created.
No, it's been going on for at least a few years. And yeah, it's we sort of have this cycle throughout the term where De-Stress Fest event that's been going on for a little while, and it is a college-wide initiative that the library takes part in. Saw an opportunity to relieve some stress and provide some fun.
Post-secondary institutions like Langara are taking stress seriously and are listening to their students who are complaining about the work stress.
My studies and I have to also work as a part-time. These are the major responsibilities that I have, and that's why these are the major stresses that I have right now.
The Coloring Festival is a success and students are venting out their frustration through coloring. The coloring lounge will be running from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. It goes to show that sometimes the simple things are the most effective. This is Calvin Moses reporting.
Wow, that's interesting. People are never too old to color, are they?
Certainly not me, Clarissa. Certainly not me.
Yeah, you're way too old. And that sums up our stories from today. Thank you for tuning in with us on Langara News.
I'm Nicholas Naylor.
And I'm Clarissa Kurniawan. Hope you have a good day. Until next time.